Well, how about this for a last 16 Champions League tie? Liverpool versus Bayern Munich. It is finally poised after the first leg, and after building up a bit of a lead in the Bundesliga, I'm tempted to risk it all today. I know our priority is to win the German league, and we've not got the easiest running on paper, but I feel like this is an opportunity I can't afford to turn down. Yes, hello, and welcome along to part 87 of the head coach with me, Daniel. We are back today for the second leg of Liverpool versus Bayern. We pipped them 2-1 at home, the place we're normally so much stronger. And away today, I don't feel we've got a chance unless our best 11 is out. We then face Hamburg 3 days later, a side in the top 6 of the Bundesliga with plenty of ability to beat us at home. But with an 8-point lead in the Bundesliga, effectively 9 given our goal difference advantage, I feel we might be able to take a little risk, especially with DL and Skelly due to be back after the international break. So if you're looking forward to seeing how we get on in these two today, as John Hervenhoff has remarkably become our top scorer now, and please do put a thumbs up on it. We talked about big players stepping up when it mattered most, and my word, have they done it. We've only got 14 senior pros and only about 11 of them are fit. They've delivered in the big moments, because if we look at the game since you were last with me, not many, of course. You were here for Leipzig and the second leg of Club Bruges. We beat Augsburg by 4 goals to 1 at the bottom of the table. I took a few risks here. The back four were knackered after that Bruges game, so I put in McKendy, Ultrock and Nauer. They managed to do pretty well. McKendy got injured, so we actually ended up with Fernandez on anyway. Hervenhoff got a brace. Marquinhos got a brace. And at 3-1, we brought on a couple of the big guns just to see it out. We did the opposite then in the first leg of the Liverpool game. We went as strong as possible, thinking, well, we can rest certain people then at the weekend. We got a good 2-1 victory overall. Just frustrated they got one back second half, because after Hervenhoff and Wirtz had scored early on, I thought, could this be a dream? Could this be another of those Dortmund home games where we won 4 or 5, Leverkusen as well, and really have a go? Well, didn't quite work out, did it? 2-1, we were pegged back. It makes the second leg very exciting today. And then the next one at home to Freiburg, we rotated the opposite way. So this time, we played the centre halves. Korsavich played in midfield. We gave Sabaya a rest. We gave one or two others like Pino a rest. And we still managed to get the win. 4-0, we managed to bring on lots of centre halves and centre midfielders that aren't good enough. But crucially, managed to give all of ours a rest ahead of this fixture. A goal for Paul Vanna was greatly appreciated after Dylan Sanchez early penalty and the first of Florian Wirtz's brace. But a really comfortable win, and that's where we've been fairly lucky this year. I know the Leipzig one was an exception, but a lot of the time we have had easier fixtures between the Champions League, and they've been well scheduled. So like after the first leg we had 5 days off, and then after this one, yes, we've only got 3 and 3, but then we've got a whole week again. So they're looking after us a little bit. I'm more worried about that German Cup semi-final next month. That and Bayer Leverkusen away, probably the episode that could be the history-making moment. We could make this a real success in the most difficult of circumstances. And of course, given the nature of what the director of football's done this season, we will have a summer transfer window playthrough, but then we're going to have an experiment as well. So let's get through to the fixtures via one more message, because if we go to our inbox, we've just had our youth intake this morning and it wasn't great. So no one there that's really going to be standing out. The best potential ones are the 3 at the top. So Tom Collignon is a holding midfielder who's not great and very aggressive, a striker that can't jump, can't really finish, and a goalkeeper called Jack Brown, who's German, but might become a squad player at the very best, albeit no composure, which I absolutely hate. Not the intake we were hoping for, given what had happened in terms of the transfer window. So if we get through the fixtures, you can see there's a couple of German sides in big action today. Leverkusen were held 3-0 at home to Ajax. They're looking to get a victory away from home, whereas we're looking to complete the job against Liverpool, which may be far easier said than done. Let's get through and have a look at our team selection today. Still a few originals in this Liverpool team. Kanate and Soboslai. Ben Doak, of course, who's now probably still well in his 20s. But they've got a brilliant young striker in Callum Joyce, who is now England's number 9 as well. And Thuram in midfield is a quality player, who still, again, is only about 30. So let's get through to our team selection, see who is fit. This is what we played at the weekend. Proper square pegs in round hole stuff. Left-footed Nauer at right back. Helson played left back. Vanna played in the middle with Korsavich. Ultrot coming in. That ain't going to be happening this time. We've managed to rest Alphonso Davies, who was suspended at the weekend. Thiago Fernandez got a rest too. Sabaya as well. So I feel we can get a bit stronger here. The bench is going to be appalling. Let's pick our 11 and see what it looks like. Well, 2 senior wingers, a goalkeeper, and a number of B-team players make up the bench. But let's focus on what is a pretty good 11. We've got goal scorers in all 4 attacking positions. If Pino scores 1, they'll all be in double figures for the year. Marquinhos the same off the bench, and Helson, to be fair, is also on 12 for the year. So we've got a lot of goal threat, but defensively, we need this team to stay fit. We've put a good effort in to make sure that all of that back 4 has missed 1 of the last 4 games. Sabaya has done the same, and Vanna has come off in 3 of them. So I'm hoping that minutes-wise, we'll be able to maintain today. Trubin is the goalkeeper between the sticks, with Fernandez and Davis at fullback. Korsavich and De Ligt the 2 centre-halves. Sabaya and Vanna the holding midfielders. And then Pino and Sanchez out wide. Wirtz behind Hervenhoff, who is the only fit striker left. But at the moment, he's not playing brilliantly every game, but he is delivering us some crucial goals. Away to Liverpool with a slender advantage. I'm not sure this is going to be easy. A famous Anfield Champions League night and a poor record at Liverpool, which we had at Bournemouth too. Let's get to the match and see how we get on. Well, Liverpool have gone for youth and exuberance over experience in some areas because they've dropped out the experienced Alexander-Arnold, who's a bit part player but their skipper. Harvey Elliott's dropped out as well. We've also seen Antonio Silva drop to the bench. There's a very youthful feel to some parts of their side, albeit you look at that core with Kanate, with Turan, with Szoboszlai, and with Joyce, who's now a world-class striker. Still pretty good, isn't it? Slanina, not a bad keeper either. So let's prove a point, get the lads motivated. Champions League music is muted for this because, I tell you what, it might be a horror show tonight. I don't want to show off too much. Let's keep an eye on us and Bayer Leverkusen and see if we can be aggressive here. Why are we playing in white and red against a red, honestly? Sabaya finds the league, though. We're starting well. No! What are you doing? Why did I curse it? Jawara picks it up. The league, fair play. Fair play, you recovered your error. At 34, you got back and did your job. I'll give you that. Szoboszlai picks it up in the middle. Carries it downfield. Doak picks it up on the inside right. Takes him on. Go on to his left foot. Up to the back post. Fernandez heads away as far as Luengo. Into the box again, though. Joyce is up. It hits the post. Doak on the rebound. And that whole move came from that misplaced pass. Really, really frustrating. 10th for the season for him. And our advantage is wiped out in 5 minutes. We came here and thought, we're going to try and be aggressive, play the way we normally do. And in hindsight, that might be a mistake. Let's encourage the boys, though. Try and get the morale up. We are starting now to get a response from them. Our reputation must be growing. With almost half an hour on the clock, Liverpool are on top. I'm starting to feel this might be the end of the road. I mean, if the worst does happen, as we nearly go 2 down, and we do end up 2 or 3 goals behind on aggregate, I will rest people for the league because then winning the Bundesliga and trying to do the league and cup double becomes all important. As Trubin plays out to Matthias de Ligt, who made 1 error on the ball already. This time plays short to Korsavich. Now support wide from Alphonso Davies. Down the line to Sanchez. He's been intercepted as well. If he's losing the ball, we're in big trouble. Turan plays in Jawara. Oh, Fernandez is having a nightmare. Trubin saves the first. Joyce taps in. We cannot handle Jawara on the left wing. Joyce is the tapping merchant. He'll score the goals all day. He's a quality number 9. But what about Jawara? He's tearing us apart. But we're on the front foot now with Davis. And 1 goal changes everything here. It puts it level on aggregate. Sabaya. Why did I go aggressive? I should have just been a bit more humble. Gone for the old Bournemouth style when we were in England of holding on. No, Fernandez. He's a threat at the other end, isn't he? What a finish that is from Thiago Fernandez. Here with so much power and so early. Slanina didn't see it coming. Lovely move before, though, with the overlap from Pino. And we're back in a tie. 3-all on aggregate. But it's Liverpool straight on the front foot again. We don't get to stay excited for too long. Here's Jawara. Oh, Fernandez, what are you doing, son? Cannot stop him. The league brings it away. The voice is about to go. The league's clear possession again. He's not having a good day, our most experienced man. And it might cost us another goal. Doak to Jawara. Pino back in. Look at it, bar Hervenhoff, everyone's in his own box. Trubin manages to deal with it. But this is proper backs to the wall stuff. For an aggressive tactic, we ain't half defensive here. Trubin goes for the big kick. Can we nick a cheeky one? Oh, he might. Defender misses it. Verse is in. He's in great form, but he's put it miles wide. Oh, he did so well. He gambled on the missed header. The man who got Liverpool back in the tie at our place. And he almost cost them one there, but we can't afford to miss chances like that, as Trubin did not know that was offside. That's a brilliant save. What a time to miss a chance like that. Seriously, Florian. Asuma into the back post. Jawara's there again. Oh, he's running the show. That's unbelievable. Kanate scores the goal, but it is all Jawara. Director of football. That's the sort of player you want to be signing. Wouldn't mind having him there. He gets the assist this time. God, he's good, isn't he? 25 years of age. Look at him. He's unbelievable. Add him to Joyce up front, who's about the same age. 24 years of age. Model citizen as well. You can see why Liverpool are one of the favourites for this competition, can't you? They are surely two of the best players in world football, and surely the two best players in the England team, as Jawara has just run left to right again. Ah, it's remarkable. Jawara skins the team. Joyce taps in. We cannot cope with those two. And with the greatest of respect, bar Sanchez, they're better than anything we've got. You look at Hervenhoff up front in our team, and I know it would be stronger if others were fit. We haven't got that level of ability. We're 4-1 down now. If Liverpool get one more, I will rest 5 players for the weekend. Just try and get it done. As Hervenhoff turns, if we get one back, we might have to think otherwise. Sanchez to Wirtz, who missed that great chance to put us ahead earlier on. Kanate gives it away, but Doak gets it back on the right-hand side to Szoboszlai. Liverpool tearing us apart at the minute. And they've just got that pace. We're having to drop deeper. But then it's opening up space. Though Sabaya's nicked it off. Doak, go left. Oh, he's gone the wrong way. Can Jeremy Pino make something of it? He's got a one-on-one. Beats his man. Finds Sabaya. Back to Wana. Hits the woodwork. We've not been without our chances tonight, have we? I know Liverpool have pasted us. They've had by far the better ones. But we should have scored 2 or 3 here as Pino puts the cross in. Fernandez up over the bar. I think we've got the impression now it's not going to be our night. But we are having a go, aren't we? And that's what we've got to do. The league finds Vanna. And this is becoming last chance saloon for our Champions League season. We've got to win, or at least score in the next 5 minutes if we want to get back in this. As Sabaya carries it forward to Wirtz. Has to run inside, but turns back. Goes to Sanchez. Hervenhoff. What a save, Slanina. Brilliant football from the Bayern players, but there's no sign that this goal is coming because there's a wall back there, whether it's the woodwork, the goalkeeper, or just us wasting chances. And then there's this problem as well. Corner's headed away to Jawara, and the fear factor is struck in. He is an unbelievable footballer. And with an hour gone, I might just rest people now. We've got a few really tired legs. We're not in this tie. So I think for the last 20, yeah, look, it's as good as over. I'm going to gamble it. We're going to go for the domestic double. Let's get off Dylan Sanchez, most importantly, because he's brilliant. Helson on for him. Wirtz has not had a great game. We'll bring on Hornshoe. We'll go Marquinhos on the right for Pino. Paul Vanna will come off for... Who can I take there? Probably Rafa Nauer, who can go in and sit in midfield. And then we'll take Ultrock on for Korsavic, who's not had a great game and played midfield at the weekend, so isn't particularly fit. As part of that, with 15 to go, we'll also drop to a balanced mentality. And I think we'll kind of accept our fate here. We've had this a couple of times this season. We took a hammering away at City. We've taken a beating at Liverpool. And look, with the depth of squad we've got, we just can't compete with Europe's elite. 3 injuries and we're out, as we've seen today. But we've still got a great chance to make this a good season and win a domestic double. And to be honest, I would take that from the position we're in. And then we'll get out of here if this summer's no different. Because the lack of sign-ins, well, it's left us in a position where we can't compete in Europe, which is a bit sad. Let's continue, make sure there's no injuries. And hopefully look ahead to the weekend. Bayer Leverkusen went out as well, so a bad night for the Bundesliga sides. 8 million quid received. We're out in the 16s. Does it do much for the club vision? Well, we failed to reach the latter stages, but They can understand we had a difficult draw at Liverpool, which is fine. As long as we win the Bundesliga and try and win a German Cup, though, this would still be a great year. Let's get through the schedule. We know we're facing Hamburg at the weekend. 3 days to recover for a lot of these boys. Let's skip ahead to Saturday and see how many make it. Well, this is where I become very frustrated in a save like the head coach, because after being completely conned by a director of football, we've now got the board very disappointed, and we've got the players unhappy that we've not met the club's competition objectives, despite the fact they were on the pitch and it went wrong. Let's have a look at the dissatisfaction. I'm not happy about reaching the latter stages and want to know what you intend to do about it. Shall I just promise we'll make them next year because we're going to leave then? Or do I intend to strengthen the squad with quality additions? I say we'll make it next year. No, he's disappointed. I think it's fair to make that promise. We're in trouble right now. You're 8 points clear in the Bundesliga and in a cup semi-final. We've got 13 senior players, 3 of whom are injured. Have a look at the situation, man. What is wrong with you? There we go. I'll make efforts to strengthen the squad. I still think we need more than that. Oh, just go away. Throwing unhappiness in when we're 8 points clear at the top, when we've just lost to Liverpool. This is what annoys me about FM. And this is where I wish that you could show the director of football is in charge of transfers when it comes to the playing side. Alphonso Davies has been unavailable a lot of this year. He's been part of the problem. And overall, we're having a good season. And now we've got players unhappy. Alphonso Davies has thrown his toys out the pram. And that's going to affect us in the Bundesliga running now. And morale going wrong is where it all goes wrong. We had just about the best club atmosphere you could ever see. But that will now get worse because of Alphonso Davies. Let's hope at the weekend it doesn't cause defeat. Well, Justin DL back in full training, but probably doesn't make this one. Certainly not from the start. If we have a look at here, it says 45 minutes, so we'll chuck him on the bench. Miles Skelly not far away. He'll be back after the international break. Helson and McKendy should be okay. Sabaya is the latest to throw his toys out the pram. He's been offered a new deal by the director of football. In fact, no, he hasn't, because it says unable to agree a new contract. Let's get through to the fixtures, though, because this is a big weekend. Bayer Leverkusen have lost. Wolfsburg have lost. They're basically out of the title race. The only team that can really catch us now are Dortmund. They've won. They're 5 points behind with a game more played. So if we can win this one and make it 8 again with one of our trickiest away games remaining, I think we'll then see it as a real opportunity. The dynamics, though, are starting to drop. The club atmosphere is worsening due to a number of players getting unhappy about stupid, frivolous things, and at the worst possible time as well. So let's get through to the team selection. Let's see how many of these are fit, because there's a few where you can just see, yes, the condition's green, but there's a bit of fatigue. There's a lot of match minutes in there. I think we're going to have to make a couple of decisions, and I'll be back in a minute when we've done so. Well, I'm looking at the match load, and the only ones with a really heavy load of minutes are Vanna and Sabaya that are left in. The one that I've had to take out is Dylan Sanchez. He's played 304 minutes, and Helson's medium match load. He's just as good a player, near enough. I mean, we might as well put him in. So that's going to be my one change from the start today. And I think from the bench, if we can get a couple of goals up, we'll try and rest the holding midfielders. But the defence haven't got that many minutes in them. The attacking midfielders, we've generally done quite well. The only other one is Hervenhoff, who's played all 4 games all the way through. But DL can come back off the bench today later on. And to be fair, he's not played that much this season. So overall, Hervenhoff should be a bit safer. For now, though, this is the 11. The only change is Helson in for the superstar Sanchez on the left wing. But the boost of DL back on the bench, McKendy's fit as well. It does give us a little bit more depth and at least 3 senior players in outfield positions. Let's go and get through to the game at Hamburg and see if that unhappiness is going to affect the performance. Well, 5 changes for Hamburg, who I think themselves were in European action on Thursday, but they've got some good players. Ludovic Rice, Caden Young, players that you will recognise. Timothy Pembele as well. Good young players at the start of the game, but they've got some very good young players themselves. Eunice Renard is one of the best players in the league, and I want to see a better performance. So get out there and respond. Make sure we win this Bundesliga title, and make sure you keep that gap to Dortmund at 8. Well, 25 on the clock. It's actually been a pretty quiet game after an early flurry from Hamburg as Caden Young gets in from the left. Not quiet anymore. The European hangover is here. And this is normally why I rotate 3 or 4. I've tried so hard to look after the minutes, but I need more here. And I cannot believe that all the players have thrown their toys out the pram. Ceballos galled to ask for a new contract after that performance against Liverpool. Alphonso Davies, one of the most experienced players. I wouldn't have expected that. But anyway, Rana goes back to Ceballos. Into the edge of the box. Chance to shoot. Good save. He almost earned a new deal there. We're putting the pressure on, but at 1-0 behind, we do not want to let teams back into this title race. As Jeremy Pino crosses into the front post. Ronaldo away as far as Korsavich. 2 chances for him. Goal kick. It looked like it deflected wide. But as it is, we're 10 to half time. It's an even game. But the one moment of brilliance has come from Hamburg as we're attacking down the left with Davis's throw. Helson gets it back from him into Paul Vanner, who's found space. Tries to switch it, but it's under hit. Should have just gone for the shot there, to be honest. Young punts it downfield. And De Ligt has to win it, which he does. Fernandes with a heavy touch, but loses it to Young. It's not a great performance, is it? It just looks a little bit tired and a little bit rusty. We've won it back with Pino though for Wirtz and Hervenhov. Goes back to Ceballos. Through ball again. Doesn't have enough on it. Just trying to force the issue a bit much. And we know how good these two are. Renard and Young combine again. Young inside from the left. He's turned his man again. Caden Young is taking the mick out of us. I mean, he's 27 now, but he's not brilliant. He's a good player and nothing more. If we look at him and then Renard as well. Renard's a brilliant young striker. But he shouldn't be turning us to shreds like that. Fernandes has had a really poor week, actually. He struggled with both English wingers. And it looks like the gap is going back to 5, which will make the Leverkusen game in the next episode a bit bigger than I like. The only positive is there's a week off after this. There's a key midfielder returning. And we've got potentially 2 or 3 easier games on paper. As Reece cuts inside, it could be 3 wide of the post. I mean, I do remember we had one game like this against Mainz around the winter break. I can't remember if it was just after or just before. But we just got played off the park and it was one of those days. I'm going to throw the water bottle though. You've been terrible so far. Lack belief. Seriously. What is wrong with the mentality of this team? Has Alphonso Davies done this much damage by throwing his toys out the pram? Like, seriously. What a reaction. Florian Wirtz has now picked up a knock. Let's just make some changes. Go for it. Davies has done my head in this week, so you're coming off anyway. I'm going to bring on McKendy. We'll switch Fernandes to the left. Ceballos going to come off and be replaced by Altrock. In defence, we'll put him there. We'll put Korsavich back in midfield. Wirtz as the number 10 is struggling, so we'll bring on... Do we bring back DL here? I think we do. And do we go for the wingers as well? We'll give it 10 more minutes on the wingers because we know the 2 we'll be bringing on will be tired. Vanna's struggling a bit, yes, but we're now going to do it. No reaction there. Tell you what, actually, I'll take Fernandes off and I'll put Helson left back. And then on the wings, we'll go for Sanchez and Marquinhos with Fernandes and Pino coming off. We're going to go attacking in a few minutes if we don't see any response. But it looks like it is going to be a very bad week. And we came back for these games because we knew they were going to be the most difficult. And it's proving that way, isn't it? As we head it away with Altrock. Can we counter? Hervenhov to Sanchez. Away we go. Hervenhov. Oh, what's that? Thought it was an underhit back pass. Why are you going back there anyway? Turn and run, man. You've got fresh legs. Helson to DL, who's not fit. And the ball to him wasn't great anyway. As Reece picks it up in the middle for Diarra. I think we could play for 2 months and maybe not win this game. As Paul Vanner gets the ball to Sanchez. Down the left he goes. Do we get the individual magic? DL. Don't say you're match fit if you're not. That is an abysmal touch. Out on the left to Young, who has just stolen the show again. He goes back to Aya. And now Engelhardt. Demina into Renal. 3-0. This has been brutal. A proper mauling. I'm going to berate the boys. I'm going to drop to balanced. I'm going to limit the damage now. That's how I feel about this game. I mean, you look at the expected goals. Ours is greater. We've had more shots on target, more of the ball, more set pieces. But that doesn't matter. Because every time they've gone forward, they've looked like scoring. And defensively, we've not coped. I mean, a week off is the best thing that can happen now. And actually, I'd argue being out of the Champions League probably is. When we went 5 points clear, I didn't get overexcited. And this is why. It only takes a couple of injuries and a couple of bad days. And Dortmund are well and truly back in this, with Leverkusen away to come as well. This ain't over by a long stretch. 3-0 to Hamburg. 5 points the deficit in the title race once again. The 8-point lead did not last long, and we need a response quick time. At home to Hoffenheim next week, we better get one, because they're right struggling in the bottom half. But there are a few games yet that are going to test our mettle. I'm a little bit worried and concerned now, to be honest, because this season could end with nothing. Wirtz is only out for 3 days. He will be back, which is good news for next weekend. Hertha Berlin are at the bottom, that's all right. But Bayer Leverkusen away. Stuttgart won't be easy at home. I mean, to be fair, the rest of our running is not bad, is it? We've got bottom half teams at home. We shouldn't really be slipping up too much. But that's what we're going to find out next time. We're going to return for Leverkusen away and a cup semi-final away at Eintracht Frankfurt. The 2 defining games for the rest of the season, providing we don't slip up in the next 3. We could be very close to the title, or we could have started to bottle it. Find out which it is next time around. If you enjoyed a very difficult week, as we finally played top opposition away from home and got found out, and please do put a thumbs up on the video. I did mention, didn't I, at the start of the season, we'd played a lot of those big boys on the road. Gladbach, Dortmund, Leipzig away early on. Maybe that's going to save us here, because if we had many more games against teams like Hamburg, I think we'd be struggling for the title. If you want to stay up to date and find out if we can reach the cup final and can step closer to that Bundesliga title, then please do subscribe and turn that notification bell on. We'll be back in a couple of days' time to find out the answer in those 2 games. But between now and then, we're back with Southend United tomorrow. More big action from that save in a big 11th season. And of course, there's plenty of content elsewhere as well. Loads of live streams from the Twitch channel, which you can find a link to up in the eye above. Also, there is the link to the football podcast with the end of the EFL and National League season. It's prediction show galore over there. You can come and get involved for a bit of fun too. Thank you very much for watching though. Your support is massively appreciated. We crash out of the Champions League as we return to England and we take a first big blow of the running in this Bundesliga title race. I'll see you next time to find out if we recover.